knows that cookies are the best treat ever, especially if you're American. Now, as someone who isn't living in America right now, I've actually been living in Mexico for the last almost 2 years, I can tell you that sometimes the local sugar just doesn't satisfy you. So let me share with you something that's helped me to get over homesickness and to just satisfy the craving for some American sugar, and how to do it for yourself. So what I've done to overcome that obstacle is I have learned how to make no-bake cookies. Now here's why it's significant, especially if you're out of the US. It's important because you don't have to bake them. Believe it or not, a lot of countries don't actually use the oven part of their oven. They just use the stovetop. So it helps a lot. They're called no-bakes because you don't have to bake them. Who knew? Second thing is they have so many ingredients that you can easily switch out for other things. I've been caught without cocoa sometimes, and I've been able to use hot chocolate mix. I've also been caught without peanut butter, and I ended up using a Hershey bar instead, and it turned out, obviously it doesn't taste the same, but it turned out great. It gave me what I needed. So let me tell you how to do it. First, all you have to do is get a pot, a saucepan. And in this saucepan, you're going to add your sugar, your cocoa, some milk, and butter. Now, as I mentioned before, you can substitute a couple of things. So for the sugar, you can also use brown sugar. If you want kind of a darker taste to it, you can use, what is it called? Hot chocolate mix instead of cocoa, but then you just have to lessen the sugar amounts by about half a cup. Super easy. And once you have those in your saucepan, I'm not sure which one it's supposed to be called, you put it on your stovetop and you put it on medium heat. You start stirring it. Now, here's the trick. This is why some people don't like no-bake cookies, is because they mess up on this part. Here's what you have to do. You mix it constantly. Make sure that the butter melts evenly. Keep stirring, scraping the bottom of the pan. Now, once it starts boiling, not once you start seeing bubbles, no. Once it starts boiling as you're mixing it, you mix it and the bubbles are reappearing, that's when you start the timer. You start the timer for exactly 60 seconds. If you're good at counting seconds, then you can just count backwards from 60 in your head, but make sure, 60 seconds. Here's why. If you don't cook it for exactly 60 seconds, stirring constantly as it's boiling, if you go too few seconds, or I guess the right way to say that would be, if you don't cook it long enough at that heat, then what's going to happen is they're not going to set correctly and they're never going to dry. They'll always be gooey. Which is fine if you're going to put them into a casserole or if you're going to combine them with a different dessert, but if you want just firm cookies, you have to have 60. If you go over 60 seconds, then they're going to be too crumbly and they're not going to hold together very well, which again is fine if you put it into like a homemade trail mix or something. But if you want a cookie, 60 seconds. You're stirring for 60 seconds, 60 seconds is over, you turn off the heat, bring your pot, whatever it's called, over to a table. Now, here's where you get your half cup of peanut butter, roughly half cup. If you like the taste of peanut butter, you can add some more, whatever. Put it in this chocolate mixture, mix it up, let the peanut butter dissolve. Once the peanut butter has dissolved, if you want to, you can add just a teaspoon of vanilla, and then you add in your oats. I like to add some oats, mix it up, oats, mix. It's just less strain on your wrist. Anyway, mix that up. Once it's all mixed, you don't have a lot of time. You want to hurry up. So once it's mixed, grab 2 spoons and you start spooning the mixture out in however large size cookies that you want, but you start spooning them out onto wax paper or aluminum foil. And then you're done. And you get to scoop out the pan with the spoons that you used, and you get to eat the extra, the remnants of the chocolate, and it's delicious. And then all you have to wash are the measuring cups, the spoons, and the pan. And that's it! Isn't that magical? It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. So, hopefully this has been informative for you. Now you know how to make your very own no-bake cookie, no matter where you are. Enjoy.